It is often said that youth are our future, but I am also a believer that they are our right now. With more information at their fingertips than generations before, and an optimistic outlook on their ability to influence change, partnering with the youth in our community is critical to Frederick's story. In collaboration with our Youth Advisory Council, we are talking about issues they have identified, issues they care about most deeply. Please join the conversation and listen. It takes our entire community to move forward and grow.
To me, sustainability, or environmental sustainability, is the preservation of our environment and various policies and actions that we can use to maintain the environment.
Well, sustainability is, if something is sustainable, it means that it can last for a very long time. And that's what we want for our environment. We want to be able to live here as long as possible.
Welcome to Civics with the Mayor, and today we're talking about sustainability. I'm Lucy Adkins. I'm a junior at TJ High, and I have been with the Youth Advisory Council for 3 years. And this is Mayor O'Connor.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. What is your definition of sustainability, and how does it apply to local governments?
Wow, I mean, sustainability, it means a lot of different things to a lot of people. I think in a municipal perspective, we try and think about that as broadly as we possibly can. It's obviously about the things that we can do environmentally. So it's about how we buy our electricity in the city. And we made the decision a couple of years ago to buy 100% of our electricity from renewable energy. So that's government electricity, but it's how we can encourage our residents to think about the world in that way as well. It's what we do in our parks and stream restoration. It's how we look at our trash collection and encouraging recycling, even though that's a program that's run by the county, what we can do in the city to encourage that. The work that we're doing to bring some organics recovery or composting opportunities to our residents in the upcoming budget. Just from a budgetary standpoint, it's trying to make sure that as we develop programs and policies and bring employees on board, that we're thinking about those decisions with long-term implications. Sustainability, it has to be a part of just how we do business. We have to think about what we're leaving as a legacy from the work that we do to the people who are going to pick these jobs up in the years to come.
Well, specifically addressing environmental sustainability in the government, I think it's very important for officials in the government to advocate for all types of different ways to make sure that the environment we're surrounded by is safe for their citizens to live in.
Really, I believe that sustainability in the government should include providing a solid future for the citizens of, cities, towns all over the United States and the world. I think it should include figuring out environmentally friendly ways to accommodate the growing populations that we're seeing, as well as taking responsibility for the effects humans already have had on the environment, and then, trying to reverse those effects and, stop the harm that they're causing.
The government protects us and our resources, which protects our future resources,
such as using more composting or recycling, which is obviously one of the most fundamental needs, but we'll always cycle back to it since it is very important.
The government should handle sustainability by thoroughly planning and taking action, implementing policies that contribute to the improvement of our resources and our sustainable goals.
I believe our government has the power to increase the management of waste, like banning plastic and styrofoam in places where lots of people use it. Teaching citizens about sustainability and ways that they can be more green, like with city programs, seminars, and also just basically enacting policies and laws along the line of environmental renewal and safety, just for the genuine betterment of the world around us.
What are some of the ways Frederick creates sustainability, and where are there opportunities to do more?
So I think one of the best things that we've done as a community is to create a sustainability department within the city of Frederick. So we have a sustainability manager, and it's Jenny Willoughby's job to be a a point of contact, a liaison, a conduit with every department in the city in terms of looking both internally to what we can do organizationally to be more sustainable. How can we reduce the amount of paper we generate? How can we try and be greener in our day-to-day practices as a government? What can we do to look at our vehicle fleet to perhaps bring more hybrids or electric cars into that so that we're not doing quite so much with fossil fuels? In the community, she's supported by a sustainability committee. And so those are residents that can help to provide some advice and counsel and support for initiatives that are really intended to keep the community informed about what we're trying to do. So organizing park cleanup opportunities or cleanups in our watershed, things that we can do to help make sure that our water quality, our air quality all stay high. Things that we can look at in our parks potentially to create community gardening opportunities, to create a more sustainable agriculture opportunity for our residents, or fruit and nut bearing trees where it's appropriate. So there's a whole sustainability plan that the city has that covers about 8 different areas. It's really robust, and if the public takes the time to look at that, I have to believe that there's something on there that almost every household in the city could do. And to me, sustainability is one of those things that's not a grand plan that we're going to just turn on one day. We're going to achieve sustainability by everybody doing a million little things every day that can make the community better in the long term.
To build it up. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
You can do like your Green Week challenge, or you just think about all the ways that you can use less electricity, less oil, less gas, less plastics in your daily life.
I don't know, just like small things. It doesn't need to be anything too crazy. Just, something that will help the earth.
Because I think Frederick already does a pretty good job. Like I noticed that they've already banned styrofoam in restaurants. And a lot of restaurants I've seen have switched to like cardboard takeout boxes.
Businesses can you can bring reusable water bottles to work. You can make sure that the products that you're selling or the products that you're using in your daily business life don't have a bad effect on the environment.
How can the government, businesses, and residents work together to make Frederick more sustainable?
I think this is where our Sustainability Commission comes in. It's where our Sustainability Manager comes in, those of us in policy-making decisions at the Mayor and the Board of Aldermen, the work that we'll do in our planning department. We just recently adopted a new comprehensive plan, and that has language in there that speaks very clearly about our desire to be a sustainable community, to think environmentally about the things that we do, the codes and the rules that we adopt for how development should occur, how we look at stormwater management in the city of Frederick, our wastewater treatment plant. It literally has the opportunity to touch every piece of the city's operation. And so it's what we do as a community, but then it's how we encourage the business community and our residents to participate in that as well. The more we talk about it as a community and the more we commit individually that will try and resolve some of these larger sustainability issues as a community, the better chance we have, I think, to be successful in the long term. So as I said before, it's about every household, every individual, every person, every business, every visitor that comes to town, thinking about their actions on an ongoing basis and making that decision in every moment. Does doing this make the city more sustainable? Does it move it more in a direction of being a better environmental steward, a better community steward? Or does it take it farther away? And hope that if we can train and educate people on right behaviors and best practices that are not difficult, they're not hard to do. Oftentimes what we have to do is break through our own inertia. We've been doing things a certain way for a long time. Can we adapt new strategies and new approaches? And I think we can. I'm very confident that the community can do it. And I think one of the best ways is a conversation like this, because this is one of those areas where I think our young adults have a real opportunity to teach those of us who maybe learned in a different time, in a different place, in a different way, that there really are better ways to do it, and they're not hard. They don't have to be hard.
You're right. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for joining us today.